Hello everyone, welcome to a new series of videos that I'm going to be producing, doing some painting tutorials, focusing in this series on the RuneWars miniatures game by Fantasy Flight Games. So for these videos, I'm hoping to try and show you all how to get a really quick and easy technique to get your models onto a table and looking really nice to a really high tabletop standard, but without any of the stress and stuff you're going to get with trying to paint to a display standard, or if you're not used to trying to paint to different levels, and just try and save you all some time and show you how I do it. So I did actually time painting this miniature. I think it was about 16 minutes. But as you can see, all of the colours are scrolling just underneath here. I did use Citadel paints. Obviously, we make sure you're using whatever paint series you're comfortable with, but I just like the Citadel ones. I've used them for a long time now. And here we're just putting on the Zandri dust base coat, so as you can see, get some moisture onto your brush, put the paint onto your palette, make sure you're forming your tip, and just nice, quick, easy strokes covering the main parts of a model. So we're now onto the Naggaroth Knight base coat. This is going to do the standard colour scheme you see on the box with the purple, and it just goes onto all the fabric. Make sure on these models you get the bits under the shoulders and around the torso, because unlike some skeletal figures, there is quite a bit of open fabric on them rather than just bone. Then we move on to the Mournfang for the brown areas, so the wood on the shield and any of the leather, it's going to go into that colour. And I chose quite a popping silver. I think this one's the old Chainmail, but basically if you want a darker tone to your models, you can always use a darker silver. And again, just pick out all of the main pieces. You don't need to be massively tidy on this coat. It's just getting all of the colours into place so that we can do the washes and stuff later on. But as you can see, nice and quick techniques. Just using the side of a brush for all the flat areas, any highlighting on these bits here. Trying to just use the tip nice and gently, and you just trying to get all of the little bits that you might miss, especially on like these for a gold where you really want it to pop. And I can really recommend spending the extra money for a Citadel is it Retributor armour, I think it's called, but it's a really nice paint to use. Now we just do a quick and dirty highlight. This one, because of the way we want the Reanimates to look and the washes we're going to be putting on these, I'm quite happy to just do really stark highlights. We're not really doing an edge highlight. I term it more like a wet brush. If you're familiar with dry brushing, where you're going to take as much of the paint off the brush as you can, it's kind of like that, only you don't take hardly any of the paint off. You're just going to actually run the side of a brush along the raised edges, and that'll produce really bold highlights, which the washes are going to fix for us anyway. Then we do some actual highlighting over the base coat for the skull and all of the bone, trying to just narrowly leave a few little bits of the darkened areas. Now we can see the wash going on, and that'll add depth and texture, and it'll just blend those stark highlights in and kind of take the edge off them. Now we do a really thick Agrax Earthshade. This is what I like to term a bit of a liquid skill for people. It just gets the job done really quickly. All over the armour, the skeletal parts, all the bony bits on the gold, and because we're doing an undead model, we want it to be more dirty, so it goes onto the silver areas as well. Then we just touch up any bits we want to highlight. So I did a little highlight on the buckle for his belt, and then picked out those, and then obviously because I'm useless, took him off screen while I just tidied that up. There we go. If we can quickly see, we're at 14 minutes there. So for the base coat, I'd already done a bit of prep work where I'd actually got the Zandri, the basing on these ones were actually Steel Legion drab, and then a Zandri dust highlight, a little bit of texture just to add on, and there you have it. Basically 17 minutes probably. We tidy up any little extras where we've been quite untidy, and there's the full unit. The The guy in the back rank with the actual really shiny bone is the one we painted there. The other guys I didn't even bother doing the extra highlight on the skulls because I wanted to try and show you. But at that level, I think you'll get a really nice highlight and they look good on the table. You don't really need to worry about them looking good when you're holding them here. And that's what this series is going to be designed to show. More tabletop standard to get your models looking really pretty, but taking all of that stress out. So there we have it. That was my first painting video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, get a few tips. If you want me to do any specific techniques that I've spoken about today, let me know. If you want to see more on the basing, I can go through those as well. But again, it's the first video in the series. These videos do take a little bit more production than my normal stuff, so it's taking me longer to try and get these out. But if it's something you guys like, let me know and I'll keep putting them out for you. Thanks a lot everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.